New 7 stars in MCoC? Because Thanos isn't the only thing that's inevitable. It's time to take a look at the upcoming 7 stars in Marvel Contest of Champions. How's it going, everybody? robvonshoe here. The next rarity of champion is going to be joining the contest, and a lot sooner than you might think. By the end of the video, you're going to know why it's time for the 7 stars, when to expect them, and most importantly, what are they going to do? And as we get started, if you could hit that like and subscribe button. Rumor has it, for every like the video gets, 7 stars are delayed just a little bit longer. With that, let's get into it. Now Rob, why is it time for 7 stars? And that has everything to do with 6-star rank 4 characters. Now, those are not yet released in the game, but the important thing is everything going on in-game surrounding that. Within the last few months, not only have we seen the introduction of rank 4 materials, but we've seen an absolute blitz of places to get them, including paid content, free content, end-game content, and with the 4th of July offers right around the corner, there's no doubt that there's going to be a litany of materials there as well. The community was speculating that on introduction of the first rank 4 materials, we wouldn't wind up seeing playable rank 4 6 stars until probably the end of the year, but at the rate that they're going now, it's pretty easy to see how the whales would be able to get the first 6-star rank 4s in hand by summer, fall at the latest. Add that to the fact that 6-star materials across the board have been showing up in greater frequency and are much more common. The 6-star arena is a new thing. Nexus 6 stars seem to be popping up all over the place in content and in paid offers. And in fact, with the rarest 6-star material in the game, the generic 6-star Sig Stones, we've gotten about 200 of those when it's all said and done within the last couple of months. It's unreal how fast progression has sped up in such a short amount of time. All that leads me to believe that 7 stars are right around the corner. Now, it's not just that. Let's dive into it a little bit further. With 6-star rank 4 characters in the game, that means that players are going to still be going up against the same bots and the same opponents that we've been going up against previously, meaning players are going up against opponents with the same challenger rating. However, with 6-star rank 4s, that challenger rating difference has been decreased dramatically. We've already seen opponents with massive increases to their health and their attack in the form of 200, 300, 500% attack and health boosts, mirroring what happened with the 5 stars back when 6s were introduced. Now, what's the solution from that from the developer's point of view? Are you going to wind up increasing the attack and health boosts indefinitely to 900, 1200%? No, you're going to give yourself another extra window of breathing space in terms of the challenger rating. And since 6-star rank 5s are already all over the place, not only in arenas but in content as well, the next logical step is to introduce a whole new rarity altogether. Now remember, when 6 stars were first introduced, the only place we saw them was in quests and in story content. The players themselves didn't get a hand on them until much later on, and I suspect it's going to be the exact same way with the 7 stars. Then that leads into the question, when are 7 stars joining the contest? If you would have asked me earlier this year, I would have told you it wouldn't be until well into 2022. However, based off of the progression of 6 stars and the ease of access for rank up materials, awakening materials, and Sig materials, I would suspect that the first 7 stars that we face probably would be either the end of this year or very, very early into next year, with the first playable 7 stars being about this time next year. Which is good on one hand. It's not going to be tomorrow, however, it's a lot sooner than I think a lot of people think. Now, with that all having been said, what can we expect from 7-star characters? Well, now that 6-star rank 4s are going to wind up being a thing, and playing how 5s and 6s interact currently, I would speculate that a 7-star rank 1 would be about on the exact same footing as a 6-star rank 4, in terms of prestige, in terms of attack, health, and damage. Similar situation, I'm sure that the 6 stars would be more desirable still, just because they're a lot easier to obtain, a lot easier to awaken, and sig up. However, the 7 stars abilities, I think, are going to wind up setting them apart, and that's the difference there. Now for 5 stars, we wound up having the extra damage on the special 3. For 6 stars, we had the adrenaline mechanic to give ourselves a little bit extra health. What then are the 7 stars going to do to set themselves apart from the previous rarities? Now I speculate this is where artifacts wind up coming into play. because artifacts are going to be joining the game about the same time that I postulate that 7 stars are going to join. Artifacts, or relics, whatever the final term for them are going to wind up being, are going to be held items that essentially can wind up either boosting attack or damage or health or ability in addition to the striker system for the champion that winds up holding said relic. And that's again where I think the 7 stars are going to come into play. I think that the 7 star is going to wind up boosting the relic that they hold by some small nominal percent, probably like 5 to 10% increased potency of whatever the relic is. But if that relic is for damage output, for health gains, or for ability accuracy increase, that's going to be a noticeable difference across the board and applies to everybody in fun, unique, and interesting ways. It winds up being a nice little symbiotic circle. You need the artifact to boost your champion, you get the 7 star to boost the artifact, and the artifact to boost your 7 star. Winds up being one nice, neat little package that they can sell and market to the community. And if you think that's a far-off conspiracy theory, I ask you, does it make sense from a marketing point of view? I would argue, absolutely. That leaves the last important point about which 6 stars are not going to wind up translating into 7s. We've already seen some popular characters fall by the wayside by not translating over into the 6 star category, including Hyperion, Scarlet Witch, Wolverine, Quake, and this is the part that I'm not looking forward to, phasing out popular characters, including Ghost, Corvus, Void, Omega, probably this handful of other randoms for no reason, and that very much remains to be determined. So that's 7 stars in a nutshell. All the opinions in the video here are just based off of things that have already happened in the game previously with 6 stars. Based off of this, do you guys think that 7 stars are around the corner? Let me know in the comment section below, and we'll catch you next time. I'm robvonshoe. Take care, everybody.